What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Forza Horizon 3 and another cross-country car build. My vehicle today is the Vauxhall Astra VXR, a car that I don't really know how it's going to do. It definitely has potential, however at the same time maybe it'll be horrible, maybe it'll be amazing, I don't know. This thing has 895 PI right at the top of S1 class, so it is a little bit down on some of the cars. Pretty much every car apart from the Jeep Renegade have got into S2 class, so yeah, this and the Jeep are the only two cars not in S2 class. It has 584 horsepower, which means it's quite a lot down on most cars. Most cars in this series so far getting over 1,000 horsepower, so yeah, we're quite a bit down on power. 742 torque though, not too bad. Once again, we're not great, and the weight also quite heavy, 1,413 kilograms, which compared to a lot of the other cars around it is still pretty heavy. Got the stock engine in this. The only engine I could put in was the turbo rally engine, I believe, and it wasn't quite as good as the standard engine. It's got single turbo, and that is about it. So now we're going to see how the Vauxhall Astra VXR does around the cross-country circuit. Alright, so here we are at the Redstone cross-country circuit to do our six laps. Yes, it's 6 laps. It's been a little while since I've done a cross-country car build, so I had to remember that. I also apparently can't talk English today. For some reason I've got groove music on. I don't know why that is. Let's turn that off and get started. So the Astra, not my sort of car really, I will be honest. You know, it's the Vauxhall Astras, any Vauxhalls really, not the most interesting of cars. However, that's all the more reason to take it on a cross-country course. Oh god, the brakes straight away feel amazing. I'm guessing because this thing has, you know, quite small amounts of horsepower and relatively large amounts of weight, but it's still at the top of S1 class. I'm going to guess that this car is good handling, and I mean, with those brakes are amazing. They're the best brakes I've ever felt on a car in my life. Yeah, really bloody good brakes from what I can tell. The handling also seems very nice. Well, handling is obviously going to be a big factor to a lot of these corners on this circuit. Like around here, you know, you want a good handling car. However, the jumps, I don't know how it's going to deal with the jumps. We didn't really get the best sort of run over that big jump. The brakes are catching me out a little bit because, I don't know, it's just so much different to anything else I've driven. Let's get these barrels out of the way. The time to beat, by the way, is a 54.154 set by the Aston Martin Vulcan. It's been up there for quite a long time now. Don't think this is going to be having a chance of that. The Vulcan right at the top of S2 class, so we're a whole class down. So yeah, I don't really think we're going to be seeing this compete with the Vulcan. The main rival for this car, probably the Rolls-Royce Dawn. I mean, hopefully we can beat the Jeep. The Jeep was a little bit lower PI than this, but it wasn't as nice to drive. Definitely not as nice to drive. So yeah, I think we can probably beat the Jeep. But next to that is the Rolls-Royce Dawn, slightly higher PI than this car, however not the nicest to drive. I actually can't remember off the top of my head what its time was. I believe it was in the 57s, maybe the 56s. But yes, we're gonna have to see, because I actually don't have the times up with me right now that I can look at. I'll have to look at the end of the laps. So far we've not got very quick. We've done a 1 minute 9, which isn't great. These brakes do feel amazing. However, I've got to get the braking points right. I've got to make sure I'm not braking too early, or, you know, not braking too late, because they are great brakes, but you can still obviously brake late. Around these corners here, that long corner there feels amazing in this car, but I don't think it really likes the jumps. This bit here, not great. Not the worst we've seen actually, it's not too bad. I mean, all cars have issues with that section, but yeah, I mean, it's not ideal. The car also feels like it's, I mean, even though the brakes are great, it feels like it's kind of, I don't know, it's trying to step out under braking and under cornering. Like around there, I can't get that first corner right, because it's, when I brake, the brakes are so good, it almost feels like it's locking up the wheels. Now I have ABS on for this, so there shouldn't really be any major wheel locking up. So, yep, I mean, look how good that gets stopped so well into that corner. That is where I can notice it the most, and even in the first corner, it just has some issues. Kind of getting, I mean, not getting stopped. Well, I guess it does really, because you get it stopped, but it starts sliding, so I need to try and control that a bit better. It is not, yeah, getting thrown about quite a lot over those bumps there. We can't take too much speed over the jump, because it's not ideal. This is four-wheel drive, by the way. All cars on this series converted to all-wheel drive to make it fairer. So yeah, that's a thing. We're coming on to lap 5 now. We still haven't done a particularly amazing lap. Let's try and get stopped a bit better into this corner. It's tipping sideways. It's tipping sideways every time I go into that first corner. I don't know how to fix that. It's really good for most of the lap, but that corner, you brake and you're braking. I mean, you have to brake and turn, and you don't really have any other option. And it's not happy with it. It just kicks it sideways. That's one of the first cars I've had do that. I'm trying to carry the speed around there, but it's just not really working. We've done a 58.9 so far, which I'm pretty sure is 100% is in last place. I'm pretty sure the Jeep did a 57 something, so we're still a bit off that. It's going to be down to this last lap, I think. So this one's been quite scruffy. The car just, I don't know, it feels, I think if this was a circuit car, it would be a great handling car. However, how it is driving it right now, it doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. We can't take anywhere near as much speed as we want to. I mean, we've had cars taking up to 100 miles an hour through that first corner. We're only about 75, 80 miles an hour in this car, because otherwise it just steps out. You need to be slower and more careful through that corner. Through here we are good. We can get stopped really bloody well for this corner. That is amazing through there. Gets a bit thrown around over the jumps here. However, we can stop it late into this corner, get a good turn around. The brakes are amazing. However, they are throwing me off quite a bit because they're a lot better than anything else we've driven, definitely. Down here, we've got to make sure we keep it out of the wing. We just fly a little bit sideways, but it's fine. We've got it back on course. Pretty nice around that corner. Actually, a little bit of a slide. Got it turned quite nicely. Coming around the final corner, put the power on. I don't think it's going to be a particularly quick lap. No, it isn't. It really isn't. Wow. A 58.926 for the Astra. It's actually quite interesting. It's weird, really. It gets stopped really well into the corners. However, into this corner here, it is this corner, right? I think it is. That first corner, it just starts stepping out. Every time I was braking, it was stepping out. On that final lap, it wasn't too bad. However, we didn't carry anywhere near as much speed as we should have. But you just can't. You just can't carry the speed because it steps out. It's not great. Over the bumps, the small bumps, get it thrown around quite a bit. I was fighting the car a lot of the time, trying to get it going straight. Over the big jumps, it's not too bad, but it's not ideal. But yeah, the time of 58.926 will put it. I'm gonna have to look. I'm pretty sure it's in last place. Yeah, it's the last place by quite a long way, actually. I mean, the Jeep CJ5 Renegade, a 57.5. This is a 58.9. To be fair, I've been, out of practice for a little while. However, I think the car's just can't deal with the bumps. It just gets sliding a little bit too much. It's just not quite the car, and it doesn't have the power. It really doesn't have the power. I don't really know quite why it's so high PI, but there we have it. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, like and subscribe. Comment what other cars you'd like to see cross-country car builds of in Forza Horizon 3, and I'll see you guys in the next video.